All right, Shalom. I'm gonna start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, the honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone, peace, salutations to the hopefully elect. Connect you with another lesson to the spirit power, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Just a quick lesson to the spirit, go on into prophecy. I got a few articles that I want to read, and Lord willing, we're gonna get into a few scriptures, and Lord willing, hope this lesson be edifying to the spirit. All right, so we're gonna start off with jpost.com says the Jerusalem Post. Iran says it will build nuclear warheads and turn NY into hellish ruins. The video declared Iran's regime can move its peaceful nuclear program to a nuclear weapons program at a fast pace. Iran experts Ben Sakti tweeted that an Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps (IRGC) Telegram channel threatens to produce atomic warhead for missiles. Citing the channel's message, Iran can immediately return a mod project and build an atomic bomb if Natanz faculties are attacked. Reading further on, the IRGC linked Bishmaki Media, Radio Man Media Telegram channel published a video titled, "When Will Iran's Sleeping Nuclear Warheads Awaken?" according to London-based Iran international news outlets. The short video declares that Iran's regime will develop nuclear warheads in a rapid-fire period of time if the U.S. or the Zionist regime makes any stupid mistakes. Now let me get a scripture backing that up, and this is all through the Spirit. Now let's go to the book of Joel. It's going to be a quick lesson through the Spirit. The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9, it says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into pruning hooks," or Slakia, says, "beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, gather yourselves round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh." So it says, let the weak say, I'm strong. So Iran was once considered as a weak nation. But now Iran has who? Gog and Magog, according to the scriptures, which goes back to Russia, backing them up, giving them aid, okay? Being a guardian to them, as Ezekiel, the 38th chapter says, right? So what we are seeing, or what we are witnessing amongst these other nations of, let the weak say, I am strong, okay? Because America, Babylon are great, and when they talk about those Zionists, they're talking about those 1948ers, those fake phonies in our land right now that, are backed up by Babylon the Great, that has the sort of control to come against Iran. But what is Iran saying? They're bucking up against them, along with many other nations that are bucking up against America, Babylon the Great, bucking up against this beast system, and joining alliance to whom? Oh, or being affiliated with whom? The big bear, Gog and Magog. Well, Russia, according to the scriptures. You see, so what we are witnessing is prophecy happening all across the world, and this is what you're witnessing when I'm reading this article. Okay, so it says, "Let the weak say, I am strong." Let's continue. Okay, so further on it says, "The nuclear facilities of Fordow have been built deep under mountains of Iran and are protected against trench-busting bombs and even nuclear explosion. All the infrastructures required for nuclear breakout have been prepared in it," the video said, according to the Iran International. The news organization paraphrased the video as stating that the facilities at the Natanz may be highly vulnerable to a possible attack by Western powers in Israel, but Fordow will immediately assume war footing and begin the nuclear breakout project within a short time of Natanz come under missile attack. So what we are witnesses are the nations are what they are preparing war. This is what is happening on planet Earth today. What via prophecy. So let's jump back. It says, Joel chapter 3, verse 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. So what's happening throughout the nations are gathering round about in the middle of Jerusalem, getting ready to fight what is inevitable, the World War III. Okay, as the Lord is muster up the host of the battle. Okay, as He's aligning or as He's orchestrating this battle that's going to be put on the forefront. As the scripture says, I have a controversy with the nations for who? Oh, Zion, the Israelites. You see, because these nations are going to pay. They're all going to get that payback. They're all going to get judgment of mistreating the Lord's people. Okay, so going back, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong. So these nations are no longer going to be worried about their agricultural aspect of living, but they're going to be worried about what? Defense, or the offense of scale of how to defend themselves or how to, take over a country or a kingdom or a nation. That is going to be their mindset. Okay, it's not going to be of how can we store up this much food and not much food and do this and do that. No, they're going to be like, how can we defend ourselves and how can we, take over this nation? Who is a problem before us? Okay, or who's in the way? Let's continue on. So verse 11, it says, assemble yourselves and come, all you heathen, gather yourselves together round about, till they cause the mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit and to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in a sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come and get you down, for the press is full, the fast overflow, the wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh is near, the valley of decision. So we're getting into that time of what? To destruction upon the heathen, destruction upon the wicked, okay, and the ushering of what? Yasha'Allah, okay, Israel. You see, arise, Israel. See, this is what we're ushering in. When we read the book of 2 Ezra chapter 6 verse 9, as the scriptures say, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. What comes with that? Well, what comes with that is the destruction of the wicked, Esau, Edom, destruction of the 2/3 mindset, the destruction of the wicked of this kingdom, and the ushering in of righteousness. Okay, the kingdom of heaven. See, this comes with the destruction of Babylon the Great. A lot of people don't like to mention that when they talk about the kingdom of heaven. Okay, which the kingdom of heaven will be here on earth, but they don't talk about the destruction that's coming to the place upon that. Okay, and the prophecy that's coming, before even that all enters in. We got Jacob's trouble. It's going to be race wars, riots, famine, civil war, all types of chaos going on all throughout the earth. Okay, you got the MOTB, okay, right, which is Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. If you've been following, you already know what we're talking about. Okay, you got the different pestilences. You have World War III, which is going to be the end game. So you got all these different things that's going to come to pass before the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven, which will be here on earth. You see, but the Christian church don't mention these things. The pastors don't mention these things. Only the men of the Lord, the servants, the prophets mention these things that's going to come to pass. You see? All right, so what was that? So I read the book of Joel. Okay, so let's get, as I mentioned the title, let's get the book of Isaiah chapter 9. All right, let's see, it's 9. So the book of Isaiah chapter 9 verse 5 says, for every battle the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with burning and with the fuel of fire. So, now I'm going to read that again through the Spirit. So it says, every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. So when you think about the ancient times of, the fighting, the wars that was on the battlefield, where there wasn't no drones, when there wasn't no missiles, when there wasn't no, throwing grenades and things of that sort, right? Now, they did have the little slingshot things. I forget what they call them, when they would light the rocks on fires and things like that. They had that, which was dope. But whatever the case may be, they didn't have all these different, this technology and a team that they can use where they can still stand 100, 200, 300, 400 feet away. No, they didn't have that. So it was more of a hand-to-hand combat. People getting knocked off horses and killed. People getting their necks slit with swords and hit with bow and arrows, and hit with an axe, and this and that. If you watch ancient movies, you more know what I'm talking about, of how the grit and grime and the balance of what I'm speaking of, right? So it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. So there was all this confused noise, sword against sword, swords hitting, these steel helmets, and the steel that was covered on the people, like their armor, okay, things of that sort, right? So that's the different confused noise that was going on that battlefield, all types of things of that nature, okay. And garments rolled with blood. That's what you're seeing. People just laid out, arm, head, foot, leg cut off, or on fire, hit with a fire arrow. It says, but this shall be with burning and with fuel of fire. What is it talking about? Well, this what? Well, this third World War, right? Whoa. Okay. The first war and the second war is going to pass, but this third war that it's speaking of is going to be with fire. Okay. It's going to be with what? Thermal nuclear destruction. Matter of fact, let's get that. We're going to stay in the book of Isaiah. Let's go to the book of Isaiah chapter 54. Okay. The book of Isaiah chapter 54, verse 16, it says, behold, I have created the smith that blew up the coals in the fire. So what is a blacksmith? You look up the blacksmith, I'll look it up. I forgot I even had the phone on me. Let's look up a blacksmith real quick, right? Blacksmith. Also, then go into like a forger. So it's blacksmith. It says a blacksmith also is called smith or craftsman, who fabricates objects out of iron by hot and cold forging of an anvil. Blacksmiths who specialized in the forging of shoes or for horses were called farriers. The term blacksmith derives from iron, formerly called black metal, and farrier from the Latin firm or iron. So blacksmith was the person that was there at your need. If you needed an axe, sharpen, or if you needed to actuate it a certain way, you would go to the blacksmith. The same with a sword, the same with a special bow and arrow, yada, yada, yada. So the Lord has created a smith. Okay, so he put into the minds of the Edomites, the German scientists to create, and use and be able to manipulate the elements that was created on the earth to what? To create, bombs, missiles, things of that sort. And ultimately, it was created for their destruction. Ain't that crazy? It was created for their destruction because these other nations that they have, been in league with, and that, eventually will be against thee, as the scripture says in the book of Obadiah. The ones that forget how it says it, but the ones that are with you have the ones that are of thy confederacy, have deceived thee. Okay, as they have giving weapons to these other nations, these nations are going to turn around and use these same weapons on E or on Babylon the Great. Okay, so the Lord has put it on their spirit, right? Because as E was what? As E was blessed with the sword. What is it going to be? Destruction. The sword. The Lord cold, man. That's why you get to be in the spirit when you read in the scriptures, because the Lord blessed E with the sword, right, to take over the earth and to do his due diligence and duty to beat the wicked and to be the whooping stick to the children of Israel and to take control over the earth as everything is given into his hand as a possession, but to also what? To also be to his destruction. Okay? So let's go back. The book of Isaiah chapter 54 verse 16. It says, behold, I have created the smith, both the coals and the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So that's talking about what? That's talking about the nuclear missiles. Hey, bro, you know I wanted you to tune in. Hey, Slocky, I forgot all about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I definitely did want you to tune in to this lesson, man. I'll send you a link if I could, but Kashar, man, for real. I would like you to tune into this joint, man. Hey, Shalom. But Slocky, let me see real quick. I ain't gonna make this long, but you can tune in, throw in, you can land back with the spirit. Let me see. Boom. All right, so you want to tune in, lock in, brother. All right, so let's jump back. So, whatever, Isaiah 54 verse. So back at Isaiah 10:9 verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with a confused noise and garments rolled with blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Matter of fact, let's go from that. Let's go to the book of Malachi. Okay, because that's what's coming upon planet Earth. This was coming upon, especially America, Babylon the Great. All right, thermonuclear destruction. All right, this place is going to be continued. This place is going to be purged with thermonuclear fire. So let's get that. Let's say, All right, so it's the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. It says, what? For behold, the day cometh. Oh, Salakia. All right, for behold, the day cometh. Behold, the day cometh that shall burn as the oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts. It shall leave them neither nor root nor branch. So, as the scripture says, what? The elements shall burn with forever and heat. What has the capability to do that? Right? The Fahrenheit that's put in these missiles. Okay, the warheads, the creation of the missiles, the whole structure setup of the nuclear missile system. Okay, which these things will be shot off. These things are mentioned in the scriptures as arrows. That will be what? That will be shot into the world. And that will be shot off on these other nations to where? America, Babylon the Great. Okay? Trying to think what else did I have on that. Let's get like I said, this is really impromptu. I really didn't have nothing even written down. It's all going through the spirit. But it's all good though. It's all good. Matter of fact, let's go to the book of Jeremiah. I did have a few articles. Let me see. So Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 14. It says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All you that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows. For she has sinned against the Lord. Now, what the scripture says? For her sins have reached up into heaven. Okay? So the Lord has what? remembered her iniquities. The Lord didn't forget. Okay, so this notion of God bless America, that's not a fact. That's fictional. It's not true. Okay, because guess what? The Most High God, which true name is Yahweh, He's going to destroy Babylon the Great for all its wicked works. Okay, and it's what it's going. It says reward her double, right? Verse 15, she shot against her round about. She had given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Take vengeance upon her as she have done unto her. Cut off the sword from Babylon and him that handleth the sickle in the time of the harvest. For the fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn every one of his people, and they shall flee for everyone to his own land. Okay, so let's talk about the destruction of Babylon, destruction of America. Oh, okay. I didn't even know. Let me see. Hold on. Nah, bro, you're not back there, bro. You're not back there, bro. You're not backstage, man. I don't know what's going on. But it's talking about destruction of America, Babylon the Great, and all these other nations coming against America, Babylon the Great, to what? To destroy America, Babylon the Great. Okay? Slovakia. I'm trying to get the brother from Las Vegas on here in the live stream with us, but said he's backstage and he's not backstage. Yeah, I know what's going on. What's going on, bro? All right, so I got another article. It says Putin has touted an invincible nuclear weapon that really exists. Here's how it works and why it deeply worries experts. But I'm not even going. Let's read a little bit. It says during Vladimir Putin's annual speech on Thursday, the Russian president played videos that unrevealed brand new nuclear weapons with startling capabilities. Putin announced an unstoppable nuclear-powered global cruise missile that has practically unlimited range that showed an animation of the device bobbing and weaving around the globe. He also played a computer animation of a high-speed nuke-armed submarine drone blowing up ships and coastal targets. So, hey, man, look. Hey, they showing forth. Okay, they're showing forth, and they're no longer in that weak state. They are no longer in that downtrodden state. As the scripture says, he shall stir up the meat. Okay, and as he said, I'll get this real quick. The book of Ezekiel. Ezekiel chapter 38. It says, verse 4 says, and I will turn thee back and will put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horse and horsemen, all of them clothed with sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. Okay, so he's going to turn Russia back into what? This Cold War spirit, and put them in that mindset and that very vibration as how they once were before. Okay? It says, and I will bring thee forth and all thy army and horsemen and all of them that clothed with sorts of armor, even a great company of bucklers and shields handling swords. And it's going to name a list. It's going to say Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all the bands of the house of Tagmor and the north quarters, and all of his bands, and many people with them. So there's going to be nations in alliance, okay, with Russia, with Gog and Magog, okay? And this is what we're seeing. And it says, be thou prepared, verse 7, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and thou art a guard unto them. So what? Russia, which is also known as Gog and Magog in the scriptures, are what? They are guard into these different nations of whom they are backing up. And once America realizes that or as has America has realized that Russia is backing up these different nations, they ain't fucking with them, man. They ain't fucking because they know it's going to be an all-out war if they do so. So not only do they got to deal with missiles here and there from that nation and their particular allies and who they're dealing with, but they got to deal with who? They got to deal with that big bear, okay, and all the allies that follow under him. Because what he is a guard into these other nations. You see? So, I mean, that was just quick to the spirit that I wanted to touch on. If any brother want to throw some comments down, to the spirit. Hey, bro, we're gonna tap in. We're gonna tap in. Lord willing, to the spirit. We're gonna tap in. We're gonna set something up. But and just just a quick edifying lesson to the spirit. Prophecy. I read a little bit of articles. I ain't going to as many as I wanted to, but it is what it is. As long as it's edifying to the spirit. So till next time, I want to say shalom. A pod the ball, man. DT to America, Babylon, and Praise show. That's ushering in the kingdom. All right, with the destruction of this place. Shalom.